Hi, Chris.
Hello!
How are
Hello.
you?
Welcome to the Enereef Podcast.
Thank you,
You are
guys.
you are on the first episode of the Enereef Podcast. Hi, everyone
Oh,
that is listening to us and watching us on YouTube right now.
Welcome.
Welcome to the
thank
first
you,
episode.
guys. Thank you for inviting me.
De nada. So, first of all, can you present yourself just a bit? What's your name? What you're doing, and where you're living? Just quickly, for people
Yeah.
to get it a bit more.
So I'm Cristina. I'm from northern Spain, and I studied biology, and now I'm doing my PhD on deep sea genetics.
Amazing.
Super.
And can we ask you, where does your love from the ocean come from?
I'm not really sure about it. It was something that came with the time. It was I didn't have kind of a very important experience or anything. I think it's also because of the place where I live and the people I have around, and it was something that came with time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And you said you were doing a PhD, and so what are you really specialized in as a marine biologist, and why did you choose this path?
So I'm more specifically, I'm working with environmental DNA, which is the genetic material that organisms release in the environment. It can be water, it can be soil. And this is, we are trying to use these new methods that are non invasive to study not very well known organisms that could be deep sea species, such as fishes, cephalopods. And we are trying to avoid the catches, the trawling, and all these traditional methods because they don't really work well for this
Yeah.
fauna, and we think that the management should be shift to more conservative ways.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. Can't wait to read those papers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds super an amazing job that you're gonna doing right now.
And really just a fun question. What is your favorite marine creature?
Oh my. I would say that they are picked whales.
Yeah,
I think they are crazy. Like, we have nothing to say about them. We don't know anything. They live in the deep, and they are super evolved, and we know nothing about them. And we've been thinking that they were monsters, but they
yeah,
are amazing creatures.
yeah. It's true. It's true. It's crazy because it really we are not used to big animals like this. It's kind of like wow. It's super imposing. Have you ever seen such an animal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
Where?
not a lot of times, but I see them. But I think it's amazing because you get any identification book or anything regarding marine fauna, and they know, like, there is a lot of explanation on everything. But big whales is like feeding unknown,
Yeah,
yeah,
distribution unknown,
yeah,
age unknown, like
yeah,
completely.
nothing. There's
yeah.
nothing
That's
about them.
incredible.
So, like, to everyone that is watching this or hearing this, you know the future future PhDs coming,
Yeah, you know in
future studies.
what you need to study. You need to
A
study
lot
whales.
of
A
PhD can be
lot.
done on this topic.
We are gonna switch to a topic that when we talk about the oceans, there's of course not only positive things about it. Creatures are really amazing and super positive, but there's also super bad sides at the moment about the ocean and how it's getting. We can say it because we are on YouTube. Fucked. So, what are you the most worried about right now regarding the health of the ocean?
Well, I think that there's so many things going on. Like, I maybe 5 years ago I would say plastic, then I would say global warming, but now I'm not pretty sure. Like, deep sea mining, all this lack of rain in most of the regions. I think that the change now is global,
Yeah.
and all issues are also connected and are also global. But I would say at the end, like, the thing, like, the most worrying thing is our lack of knowledge. Like
Yeah.
we don't see it. We are not conscious about what's really going on.
Yeah, it's really true because it's super hard as a human to have a vision of everything that happened because the world is so big and there's so many people that you never really realize what's the impact. You can see from your street what's happening and what's good, bad, and stuff. You can see at your local ocean spot that it's getting better, it's getting worse, but you never realize the amount of different things that are impacting, and no one realizes everything. And that's so true. I like your answer about that. There's not only we always want to know what's the most impactful or what's the problem at the moment, but people don't realize that it's not one problem. It's so many problems that
All
should be
linked together.
yeah, they are linked and they
Yeah.
should be solved all together.
Yeah, that's true. Like I think when I watch things in Facebook or Instagram about people that they are not famous and it's not the news, it's nothing, it's just the normal person around checking all the litter that there is on the beach, or some sharks that have been captured, or I don't know, someone taking a coral off just for him to bring it home, or all these facts are like you need to
Yeah.
see them in a global way. It's not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
that is important. Everything is, and
Completely.
it's always the thing in common there is us.
Yeah. It's really true.
So regarding one of these issues, how do you see, what's your point of view on the loss of biodiversity in our oceans?
So the biodiversity, what really gives to the ecosystem is resilience. Like maybe if there are three prey species and one is lacking, there are other two, so the ecosystem can be get again the balance.
Balance.
But if we lose them all, there's no prey anymore, and there is no predator, and there's like all the food chain and everything gets we lose that resilience, that threshold of wealth.
Completely.
Yeah. And let's switch a bit to our what we are doing with Enereef, what we are working on actually, and we wanted to know what are your thoughts on artificial reefs. What do you think about it? Did you hear a bit about it? What do you know about it?
I think they are very promising. I work in Seychelles with a coral restoration, and I think it's very socializing, encouraging. Like people get into it and see that they can really make a difference. So I think that's very important also in a social context. And I really think it's working. Like a lot of places are working on it, and it gets time, of course, but I think it's a very promising action.
Cool.
Nice. We hope so too. We do believe the same.
Yes.
And regarding also, because for those of you who are watching this, we previously talked with Cristina about our project. We didn't want to make this podcast super long, so she knows a bit about our project, and we wanted to know also what are your thoughts regarding the wind offshore farms.
Because we
I
know
think
that there's a lot of different opinions from the public and everything. A lot of people they found it not beautiful, not cool. So what's your opinion as a marine biologist, but also maybe as a person? What do you think about it? Maybe as more like also a person. Do you like it, not like it?
so. I'm not really into engineering or all these things, but as I've been reading in some magazines and everything, they say that the air is like the future, the most important energy that we will get. Also the sun energy, but the air, and it is really having, like in Spain there are so many enterprises working on it, and it is really making a difference. So I think that it will be really nice to have it in the ocean, because we have so many area to cover. And I think that the combination with the coral project, or having that you are combining a very promising projects at the same time, and I think it can really work. And corals, there are also different corals. There are also oyster reef corals.
Yeah,
Like, it can be applied. It's not only for the tropic. You can apply it
completely.
all around the world with different ecosystem around it.
Yeah. So our project aims to put an artificial reef to these structures, to these offshore wind structures. And one of the main points that we are really emphasizing is the fact that these zones are marine protected areas by law. So when we put the artificial reef, it's going to be a protected zone. So there's not going to be fishing activities. There's a big problem with the fishermen that they don't like offshore aeolian parks because they cannot fish. And so one of our key points for our project is the fact that we want to create this artificial reef to enhance biodiversity, and then there's going to be a spillover effect. So spillover effect, for people who don't know what it is, it's like the fish that are going to be growing in our zone, they are going to go to the outside zones, and in these outside zones, they are going to spread to these outside zones where the fishermen could fish. So this is also a super good point for the fishermen industry. What do you think about this spillover effect, and do you think it could be a way to enhance fisheries and sustainability in fisheries?
I think that, I don't think it's been already demonstrated that marine protected areas make fisheries around more valuable and increase the captures. And that's the good way of doing it. There are not many marine protected areas nowadays. We had to be like in the 15% or something, and we are not even at the 5%.
Yeah,
so
it was 10 and now it's
crazy.
30.
Yeah, so it's almost half of what we should be, the value we should have now. So I think it's a really good way of again, like keeping the fisheries living and at the same time gaining biodiversity.
Yeah. So maybe we can finish with the last question. That is going to maybe a bit, but we just want to know what do you think when you saw our project, when we pitched the project and that you learn about it. What did you think about it? It can be positive, negative, or you have doubts or thoughts. What do you think overall about our idea and our project?
I thought, like, why this is not already done? Like, we are trying to apply something to do, and then without using everything that is going on. So I think it's a very nice idea. I really like the project. You guys talk to me about this, and it was very nice. Also, your explaining videos in French and English. I think it's a very nice thing, and we, like, young everyone, but young scientists have to think and have to gain these challenges and do them, because that's the way. Traditional methods are not working for some issues, and new techniques and new ideas have to be developed. I think it's a very nice thing.
Thank you. It's so really much our goal also to just show that whatever this project is gonna brought us, and we don't know where it's gonna stop, but it's really important to show that it's not the time to think about solutions or whatever. We need to do it. We need to act, and we need to try to find ways to save the ocean and the planet. And it's just that's it. It's just we want to also show to people that it's possible and that they should go and move, and maybe we can inspire people
and make people think.
Yeah,
that's very important. Like, it's now it's getting very common for some countries to stop doing some activities and gain more tourism. Like, the most whaler countries now are the ones where people go for whale watching.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, like, having these kind of projects and doing these actions make also the tourism to help, or to, I don't know. But I think there are so many activities that can be complemented to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. It was very nice.
Better.
All the best for your PhD.
Exactly.
Hope so.
That would
I'm in
be-
vacation now.
It's okay.
recharge the energy for the year to come.
Yes, I need it.
And
And
thank you so much
yeah,
for you.
share. Where can people find you?
Yeah,
When we need to know where we can follow you to see those
Yeah,
papers.
so I'm
And,
on
yeah.
Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and you can, guys,
We'll
just
put,
We can put all your
yeah, please.
social media on the YouTube description.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect.
and thank you so much to our listeners and our viewers. I hope you enjoyed it, the first episode of the podcast of Enereef. And
Stay tuned.
stay tuned.
Because
There's
there's
gonna
more
be
to
more
come.
coming.
And yeah, see you soon.
Ciao. Ciao,
Ciao.
Chris.